Welcome to Pennsylvania Law TV. Today we will be talking about motorcycle accidents. My guest is attorney Dave Miller, and he's going to talk with us about our legal rights in these situations. So Dave, thanks for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
Well, Dave, how are motorcycle accident claims different than car accident claims?
Well, generally speaking, motorcycle claims are different simply because there's a motorcycle involved. When we're talking about crash analysis and finding out who's at fault for a motorcycle versus motor vehicle crash, the fact of a motorcycle being involved plays a part in determining the speed of the collision, braking distances, effects of the impact, and also when it comes to fault, the ability of a motorcycle to brake and take defensive action versus a motor vehicle, whether it be a sedan, a van, or a tractor trailer. These are all factors that come into play when a motorcycle is involved. And then unfortunately, when a motorcycle is involved, we generally see very serious and most times catastrophic injuries. And that increases the severity of the handling of the claim and also intensifies the long-term ramifications of what may result from a motorcycle crash.
And what are the most common causes of motorcycle accidents?
Well, we see, unfortunately, a lot of motorcycle riders are inexperienced or make poor decisions. So while I don't have the exact percentages in front of you, it's, I think, pretty well-known fact that motorcycle riders can unfortunately be the cause of their own crashes by making poor decisions, driving too fast for conditions, weaving in and out of traffic, and just really not making those types of choices that will keep you safe. From the flip side, what we've seen is the cause of motorcycle crashes generally are the other driver just doesn't see them. We see a lot of left turns in front of motorcycle crashes. It leaves a motorcycle rider very vulnerable. I talked about taking defensive action and braking. In a motorcycle riders, those actions are very difficult because if they have to suddenly brake, a motorcycle has a tendency to slide, and they have no other option than to lay the bike down, which puts a motorcycle rider in a very perilous position.
And generally speaking, are insurance laws any different for motorcycle accidents versus car accidents?
Yes, in Pennsylvania, under the financial responsibility law, first off, it's a good thing that motorcycles insurance policies are considered full tort policies. There's no option to choose limited tort when you have a motorcycle insurance policy in Pennsylvania. That allows the motorcycle rider to be entitled to both economic and non-economic damages for a crash. The other aspect, which is not a good thing, in my opinion, is that there are no first-party benefits provided for under a motorcycle policy of insurance in Pennsylvania. That means that medical bills are not paid through your motorcycle policy, wage loss is not paid. These are things that the motorcycle driver needs to be aware of because they need to have enough insurance from other sources to pay for any medical bills they may incur or any wage loss they may incur as a result of being involved in a motorcycle crash.
What if the biker was not wearing a helmet and sustains a more serious head injury than he or she might have if he had been wearing a helmet? Does that factor into the claim?
Certainly, and unfortunately, we see a lot of head injuries in motorcycle claims simply because you don't have a steel cage around you when you're riding a motorcycle. Pennsylvania is an optional state for helmets for motorcycle riders, so long as the operator is at least 21 years of age and has either held a motorcycle license for 2 full calendar years or has taken a motorcycle rider safety course that's approved by the Pennsylvania Department of Transportation. If a motorcycle rider has met those criteria, it's their option whether or not to wear a helmet. The reality is, while that option is there, the reality can't be hidden that if an injury has occurred and it can be proven, which is a tough determination as to how extensive the head injury would have been if the rider was wearing a helmet versus not, The point is, it makes things more difficult, either dealing with an insurance adjuster or dealing with a jury. You don't want to have that presentation or have that fact against you because it makes things much more difficult.
And it sounds like these claims, especially because of their severity, can be very complex.
Certainly. We receive claims that are life-altering, many death claims, unfortunately. But cases where an individual who was earning a good dollar is now no longer able to get back into the workforce, we have to take a look at future medical treatment, rehabilitation expenses. We sometimes need to put together a life care plan that for an individual who's 25 years old might need a life care plan for the rest of his or her life. That can be very expensive. It really comes down to a full analysis of every possible factor in a significant injury, and it also comes down to how much insurance coverage is available. The reality is there's a lot of motorcycle crashes where the driver at fault does not have adequate coverage to make up for all the losses and pay for all the losses sustained by the not at fault motorcycle rider. It's just an unfortunate circumstance, but an experienced attorney will do the best they can with the facts and the coverage is available to put that motorcycle rider in the best possible position.
And Dave, if someone has specific questions about a motorcycle accident claim, how can they reach your office?
They can contact us on the web at www.o'connorlaw.com or by phone at 1-800-518-4LAW.
Dave, thank you for your time today.
You're welcome.
Until next time, this is Dee Lynham for Pennsylvania Law TV.